Hello again everyone, welcome back to the channel, where today we'll be covering Melbourne Central Station. Similarly to Flagstaff, Melbourne Central also has 4 platforms, which are all underground. 9 services depart from the 4 platforms here. These are the Hurstbridge and Mernda lines, Frankston, Lilydale, Belgrave, Alamein and Glen Waverley, and finally the Craigieburn and Upfield lines. Okay, look, I'm bored of writing separate sections for services and departure platforms, but for the sake of consistency, I'll write a separate part here, but after this, the two will be combined. Anyways, Mernda and Hurstbridge are on platform 1, go get it, because if you miss it, you'll be waiting a while. Frankston on platform 2, Craigieburn and Upfield on platform 3, and the Lilydale, Belgrave, Alamein and Glen Waverley services on platform 4. You'll never believe this, but Melbourne Central Station is located underneath the Melbourne Central Shopping Centre. Duh! But it is also in the CBD. Duh! Anyways, that's like it, apart from the Science Museum of Victoria, which is nearby. In December of 1973, La Trobe Street and its tram tracks were temporarily moved to the south, onto the site of what is now the Melbourne Central Shopping Centre to allow for construction. And during the royal visit, Queen Elizabeth II was shown around the not yet operational station in May of 1980. In January of 1981, the station opened as a museum, named after the nearby National and Science Museums of Victoria in the State Library of Victoria complex. The station was the first to open in the City Loop, and initially was only used by the Burnley and Caulfield groups on platforms 2 and 4, with the Clifton Hill group joining on platform 1 on Halloween of 1982, and finally trains from the Northern group on platform 3 in May of 1984. The Melbourne Central Shopping Centre opened in 1991, and finally the station was renamed after the shopping centre in mid-February of 1997. A few months later, in mid-July of the same year, the National Museum closed at the State Library site, where it was then reopened in Carlton as the Melbourne Museum in the year 2000. Then, in 2003, the station concourse was heavily redeveloped as part of the redevelopment of the adjoined shopping centre. Finally, on the 1st of February this year, the Sunbury, Pakenham and Cranbourne line was moved to the Metro Tunnel, whilst Frankston line services returned to the City Loop after being out of it for just about 5 years. Now for the future of, whoops, there's nothing here. Skip. Let's see. The transport links. On Swanston Street, there's 8 tram routes, being the 1, 3, 5, 6, 16, 64, 67, and 72, with the 19, 57, and 59 making 3 more from Elizabeth Street, and the 30 and 35 from La Trobe Street making for a total of 13 tram routes. Then, the bus routes. 4 from Lonsdale Street on Melbourne Central side, the 2, 207, 250, and 251. 13 from the Maya side, the 250, 251, 302, 303, 304, 305, 309, 318, 350, and the 905, 6, 7, and 8. 11 from Lonsdale and Swanston Streets, being the 302, 303, 304, 305, 309, 318, 350, and the aforementioned 905, 6, 7, and 8 routes. In total, that is 28 bus routes. Wow. The station's code is MCE, it's in Zone 1, and it's premium. Anyways, there's also a connection to State Library Station, and we are 29 meters underground. And in a straight line, it is around 900 meters from Flinders Street, and 3.5 kilometers from South Kensington. Finally, it's a 7-minute ride from Flinders Street. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!